Hello everyone, are you all in?
Yes, we are all here.
Okay, what's on our agenda now?
We need public trust, so we have to inform the public about our way of diplomacy.
Okay, if we want public trust, then we need to inform about the good history of our diplomacy. Can anyone explain that?
Yes, I can. The history of U.S. diplomacy began when the country became independent from British rule in 1776. Since then, the U.S. has been involved in various diplomatic relations with other countries and continues to develop its foreign policy in line with changes in the international world. At first, the U.S. focused on territorial expansion westward and building its domestic economy. However, in the 19th century, the U.S. began to engage in global diplomacy, including in relations with European and Latin American countries. At the start of the 20th century, the U.S. began to play a role in greater global diplomacy. During World War I, the U.S. played a key role in aiding the Allied victory and contributed to the creation of the League of Nations after the war ended. After World War II, the U.S. became a superpower and led the Western Bloc in global competition with the Soviet Union and its bloc in the Cold War. The U.S. also played an important role in establishing the United Nations and rebuilding war-affected countries. In the 1970s, the U.S. began to establish diplomatic relations with the People's Republic of China, previously considered a major adversary during the Cold War. Since then, relations between the two countries have continued to develop and become one of the most important diplomatic relations in U.S. history. In the late 20th and early 21st centuries, the U.S. was embroiled in numerous international conflicts, including those in the Middle East, the Balkans, and Asia. Events such as the September 11th attacks and the invasions of Afghanistan and Iraq also influenced U.S. foreign policy. Along with technological developments and changes in the international world, U.S. diplomacy continues to change and develop. The U.S. continues to play an important role in global issues such as international trade, environmental issues, and international conflicts in various parts of the world.
Oh, that's good. You tell me briefly.
Yeah, that's great.
Agreed, but I think we need to explain our diplomatic culture as well.
You mean cultural diplomacy? Let me explain that. The United States cultural diplomacy involves a variety of programs and activities to promote cultural understanding and international relations. The following are some concrete examples of cultural diplomacy carried out by the United States. First, United States music concerts. The United States often sends pop bands and singers to various countries to give concerts. One example is Taylor Swift's Asia concert tour in 2018, where she played concerts in Japan, South Korea, Indonesia, Philippines, and Thailand. These concerts aim to introduce U.S. music to audiences in other countries and strengthen the relationship between the United States and those countries. The examples number 2 is museums. Museums are international actors exerting influence far beyond their gallery walls. Indeed, according to the political scientist Christine Sylvester, a major art museum today is an institution that is heavily political, often involved with or implicated in international relations and savvy about power. Certain museums, like the Guggenheim and the Louvre, have become globally known brands by opening satellite locations around the world. Others manage to exercise a considerable global reach from their home cities, whether through encyclopedic collection or large-scale exhibition, the latter invariably requiring international collaboration. The Metropolitan Museum of Art's blockbuster Michelangelo exhibition of 2017, for example, included loans from 50 collections across 8 countries, a marvel not only of logistics but also of international diplomacy. Or in the same way that a foreign ministry cultivates alliance, it is only through relationship built over years of careful diplomacy that museums can earn the trust necessary to ensure the loan of such founded cultural treasures.
Wow, so that many products of culture diplomacy.
Yeah, and we can also see it in exchange diplomacy, right?
So, can you tell us about our exchange diplomacy?
Sure, why not? Exchange diplomacy promotes the best of American values. They build U.S. influence, help spread democratic ideals around the world, strengthen economic and trade interests, and also provide a unique window into what makes the United States such a unique and extraordinary country. The best thing about public diplomacy is that it matters today. Through exchange diplomacy, the United States annually reaches out to people in more than 100 countries around the world. Exchange diplomacy can guarantee the continuity of public diplomacy. Post-exchange activities in which alumni build on their exchange experience may create a more tangible picture of how U.S. public diplomacy works across borders, societies, and cultures. In this regard, alumni involvement is one of the core elements of public diplomacy. Gaining a deeper understanding of American culture and society through various activities like educational, cultural, or professional helps alumni bring new vision and skill to benefit their local communities.
Okay, that's great. What's next?
I think we need the last one.
Then we need to explain what is really modern, the international broadcasting.
Okay, so tell us now.
Take it easy. The modern structure of international broadcasting in the United States began during World War II. Early in U.S. involvement in the war, President Franklin D. Roosevelt established a foreign intelligence and propaganda agency that initially operated without congressional authorization. In 1942, the agency was formally incorporated as the Office of War Information and Overseas Operations were established, formed by the Voice of America or VOA and the United States Intelligence Service or USIS. BBG, the Broadcasting Board of Governors or BBG, is the name of both independent federal agency that directs and oversees all U.S. government found on military broadcasting, and the 9-member board that provides executive leadership for the agency and each individual broadcaster under its authority. The BBG oversees strategic direction and performance research for U.S. international broadcasting programs. The BBG has responsibility for supervising, directing, and overseeing the operation of the International Broadcasting Bureau or IBB. Key policy issues. The BBG recently reported worldwide audience for U.S. international broadcasters of over 200 million people. In a number of instances, BBG-supervised broadcasters have been accused of broadcasting programming that does not comport with the broad foreign policy interests of the United States. The BBG has taken steps and proposed other intent to improve the effectiveness of U.S. international broadcasting. Reason, the BBG has continued to push for downsizing its capacity to broadcast radio programming, especially shortwave radio, while vastly increasing its information dissemination on the internet, including through social media and cell phone and other mobile device delivery.
Interesting, you explained it clearly.
Okay, thank you for the last one. So everyone, I think that's enough to inform the public about our diplomacy. Thank you for your presence at this meeting. See you at the next meeting.
Yes, thank you. See you guys.
Keep it up, see you!
Whenever guys, see ya!